All right, welcome Lee Day families. My name is Kelsey Baker and I'm the Director of Student Success and Retention at Lee. With me today is Dr. Sheila Cornea. She's our Director of the Center for Calling and Career here on campus. So Dr. Cornea and I, we're practicing social distancing today in our respective offices, but we're actually next door neighbors at the Hub, which is Lee University's Center for Student Success. So she and I work closely together and we're excited to share some content with you today that I think is really going to help you feel confident about some big decisions you're making about your major and about Lee. And we're just excited that you're with us today. So Dr. Cornea, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, thanks, Kelsey. I'm going to start sharing some information about the Hub and also specifically about the Center for Calling and Career. So I'm going to share some slides with you that will walk you through the information. I think it'll make it easier for you to grasp onto. You're probably sitting in a lot of sessions today, so we're going to fly through this pretty quickly, but we're always available for questions should you have any later. So let's start with what the Hub is. You've probably heard a little bit about it. The Hub is located in the Paul Kahn Student Union, and we have three different departments located in here, and we all work together to help you succeed here at Lee and even beyond once you graduate. And so I'm going to be sharing a bit more about the Center for Calling and Career, and then Kelsey's going to come back and talk to you a little bit about first-year programs and about student success. In the Center for Calling and Career, we help students in three main ways. We help you determine, explore your calling and the majors that we have at Lee to declare the one that fits you best for the career you want to start into after you graduate. And we also help students more in the junior and senior years start to prepare for their careers and then connect with recruiters and make those important career connections that they need to make. Today's conversation is going to center a little bit more around exploring majors that we have here at Lee and how you can start to determine which one might be the best fit for you. So if you're here in this session for undeclared majors, some of these may sound familiar to you. We hear them a lot from students that you need help figuring out what you want to do for the rest of your life, maybe, or that you really love a certain subject like art or music or math, but you just don't know if you can make a living doing it. Or maybe there's just so many choices, you have no idea what to pick. And then there's another key question that often stops students in their tracks while they're trying to determine a major, and that is, what if you make the wrong decision? So we're going to look at that as a real possibility. You could make a wrong decision, but I want you to think of it a little differently. There may be wrong decisions for you. If you hate math and you've never really been good in math, we're going to encourage you not to choose math as a major. That might be a wrong decision for you. But if you look at all of the things you're good at and the things that you're interested at and the things that are drawing you in and making you really pay attention to them, then those all might be right choices for you. So what we want you to do is start thinking of it in terms of what's the best decision you can make right now. Because it is a choice, it's your choice. You get to choose your major and your career. And we want it to be a good choice, the best choice. But there may be more than one right choice. Also know that if you make a wrong decision, it's okay. It's not permanent. You can change it. We even have students that go through their freshman year and their sophomore year, and when they get into their junior year, they decide, you know, I still want to keep this major, but I think I want to add a minor. Or they had a minor and they decide they no longer want to work toward that, or they might even change their major altogether. And we have a team of advisors that can help you make that decision and see what it would look like if you make those changes. So it's not a permanent decision. If you feel like you did make the wrong decision, we want you to really make quality decision over a quick decision. So it's okay to slow down, take time, and make the right decision for yourself, the best decision for yourself, and trust that if you need to change your major down the line, it's okay. God has a way of redeeming the time. Nothing's wasted. If you take a course that needs to count as an elective later, or you take a course that helps you confirm that's not the right major for you, then that's a win. So nothing's lost. It's just another opportunity to learn. So we want to encourage you just to slow down and make that decision carefully. You can make it anytime in your freshman year or even in your first semester of being a sophomore, and you're going to be okay. These are some areas we want you to think about. Whenever you start looking inside to figure out, who do I want to be in life as an adult and what career do I want to have? That's going to help you figure out what major is best for you. Now, some of our students approach their major as, this is what I know I love and what I'm really good at, so I'm going to pick that major and then I'll figure out a career later. That approach is okay too. But we want you to be thinking about these 4 areas. What are you already great at doing? You already know which subjects you do best in school, and you know how you move around in the world and what you're great at. You know if you're funny. You know if you like to be around a lot of people. You know if you're great in science. So start listing some of those things. And then also, what do you love doing? And whenever you can combine those 2 together, you're in a good start. And then we want you to start exploring what kind of careers are related to that. And I say that almost anything that you love and you're great at doing, you can make a career of. We just need to find the right path to it. And then, because of our Christian perspective, we want you to go a step further, and we want you to think about, how is God calling you to use these gifts, this career, in a way to serve other people? Because we really do believe that your primary calling is to love God and serve Him. And secondary to that is serving other people with your gifts and the calling that He's placed in your heart. So we want you to find that sweet spot, the convergence of all of these areas. It takes time and it takes practice. And there are some ways that you can kind of dig into that deeper and explore more. Part of that is research. So these are all of the main departments that we have at Lee. It's not all of the majors. I wanted you to see it all in one screen because it shows you kind of how we divide everything up at Lee. We have large sections of departments, and they're called colleges and schools. And then within those departments, let's say in the College of Education, we have 2 departments. Early childhood, elementary, and special education is one of them. And within that department, they have several different majors you can choose from. So if you go to the Lee University website and you click on academics, it's going to show you all of these different large colleges and schools. You can click on those and go into them to see all of the majors that they have. Now, I wanted you to see it this way because sometimes it feels like there are so many choices and you are interested in everything. But if I said to you, do you think you want to be a nurse? Most people have a hard yes or no to that. Some people have a maybe. But if you have a hard no on any of them, then you can go ahead and eliminate them from your list and start narrowing down to the schools and colleges you might most be interested in, and then you can research from there. Some other ways that you can explore what your interests are for your major and your career are through meaningful experiences. Now, I know that right now, we're in this remote, weird kind of culture where you can't just travel over to a summer job and show up for an internship in person. It makes it a little bit more difficult right now, but it's still possible because, hey, we're doing our jobs remotely, right? And so there are internships that are available through a remote avenue. They're a little harder to find maybe, but we're going to be back to normal soon. And when the world gets back to normal, you're going to have some opportunities to take summer jobs in the areas that you're most interested in. So let's say that you're thinking about being a veterinarian. Well, then try to get a summer job at a veterinarian's office and work with animals for a while and see if you really like it. That's a good way for you to see, like, yeah, it's exactly what I thought it was, or this is nothing like I thought. I have a nephew that started as he graduated with a degree in pre-law, and he thought he wanted to go into law, but he interned. He started out volunteering and then got a summer job in the mailroom of a law practice, which led him to getting an internship at that same law practice. And you know, by the time he ended his internship, he decided he didn't really want to go into law after all. He's actually now an associate pastor of a church. So he's one example of how things can change, but he was able to explore that in person through an internship and summer job that helped bring some clarity. That's another thing that you can do to explore. A second way that you can explore majors and career fields is through career interest assessments. And here in the Center for Calling and Career, we have a lot of these that you can take. All of our sophomores next year will be taking the Clifton Strengths for Students. It comes back with 5 strengths that are embedded in you. They're just part of who you are, and we offer services around that to sit down and talk to you about it further. It's a really good time to just tell you about how great you are and tell you how you move in, live in the world, and what you're really great at. But we also have an assessment called Career Direct. It's one of my favorite ones. And if you really are trying to discern what major should you have or what career field do you want to go into, it's a great one, and we can provide it to you and then give you a one-on-one coaching session with your results. The one I want to focus on with you right now is called Tradeify. And I'm going to encourage you to screenshot this if you would like, or take a note of this address, because you're going to want to take this. It's a very simple and quick assessment where, as you can see, it's just an image and it has a phrase, and it's going to say, is this like you or not like you? And then it's going to take all of your answers and return them to you in a way that describes yourself like you might not have been described before. It's using Holland codes, and it's going to give you 2 key characteristics that will explain a little bit more about the traits that you have and how you can apply them in various careers. So maybe it will come back that you're a visionary mentor, or you're an analytical naturalist, and then it's going to tell you what those mean. And it's going to give you a long list of different occupations that you might want to explore that you can use those natural gifts and strengths in. Now, the list is going to feel a little random. It's supposed to. It's to help you explore. But it's going to say, if you have a visionary mentoring tendency, then what are some different industries and occupations you can work in? So it might return back with something like psychologist and also medical researcher. They seem like they don't really have a lot in common, but they both can use the same kind of traits that a person might have. So it's a great exploration tool. Again, you might want to screenshot this, because we're going to encourage you to go ahead and take this. And Kelsey's going to tell you about some prizes that if you take this and you tag us in social media, you're going to be able to participate in that drawing for. So we want to see you take it. And if you have any questions about your results, you can reach out and we'll talk to you about them more. Now, the third way that you can explore more into career fields and majors is through coaching and mentoring. And we do a lot of this here at Lee. In our office, we have what we call SVAs, and they're strengths vocational advisors that are especially trained in talking to students like you about choosing a major, about figuring out a career path, and knowing really who you're becoming and what God's calling you to do. You're also going to have academic advisors. You may have already met with one, or you might be meeting with one soon, and those often become faculty mentors. We also have student success coaches, which Kelsey's going to talk to you about. And in your sophomore year, you will have a sophomore expert. That way, as you move through your freshman year and you get to your sophomore year, you might still be making some of these decisions, and that's okay. We're going to have sophomore experts there to journey with you through making those decisions and a lot of other choices that you need to make in that pivotal year of being a sophomore. Next, we're going to talk to you about our first year program, and Kelsey's going to give you a little bit of information about how they work with students and also talk to you more about the student success coaches. Kelsey, I'll give it back to you now.
Sure, thank you, Sheila. I'm really glad that you led us into that, because I think the first year program plays a key role, not only in exploring more of who you are as a student, exploring more of what the options are on campus, but also just part of creating that fun, memorable freshman experience that I think everyone is really excited about. So let me share my screen here as well, and we'll jump into that piece. All right. Okay, so like I mentioned, First Year Programs is part of our office here at the Hub with Calling and Career and us here in Student Success. And at the center of our First Year Programs team is a group of about 90 peer leaders and 40 to 50 Gateway instructors. Gateway is our first year seminar course that incoming students, whether they're freshmen or transfers, take for their entire first semester. And that team of Gateway instructors and Gateway peer leaders really becomes your home team as you navigate this new environment, as you learn about Lee and you learn about yourself and make these decisions. And they play a really pivotal role in helping you just acclimate to our community here. So I actually teach a section of the freshman gateway myself. So if you're still creating your schedule with an advisor this weekend, look for my section on Mondays, Wednesdays at 11. We're gonna have a lot of fun. But that shameless plug aside, I wanted to share with you a couple of quotes from one of my peer leaders that I worked with last year, Jen Condon. She's a sophomore sociology major here on campus, and I recently asked her to share with me what ways the first year programs made an impact on her experience, both when she was a freshman and now that she's serving as a peer leader. So let me share with you what she told me in response. And you can see these quotes here that I've shared as well. Um, so she said, as a freshman, my Gateway class was an open place for me to feel connected to campus and loved by my peers and instructor. I learned the values and belief that Lee is founded on, and I also found great academic resources to help me flourish in my classes. And that experience was so profound for her that she actually chose to return her sophomore year and serve incoming freshmen as a peer leader. And so she said, now working with first year programs as a peer leader has been so rewarding. I understand how scary yet exciting it is to enter a whole new place. And being able to help new students navigate their way through college has been the best part of my college experience. So these students are terrific. These Gateway instructors are so instrumental in providing another source of guidance for you as you make decisions and learn about campus. And so if there's any anxiety I think that you're feeling about that transition, I think it's helpful to know that, you know, there's nearly 90 more students just like Jen who are really eager to help you acclimate and get plugged in here on campus. So with that said, I also want to talk and wrap up here today by sharing about student success. So this is the third office that's part of the Hub, and you can see here our lovely student Carrie standing in front of the Paul Kahn Student Union. That's where all of these services are located once you arrive on campus. And here in Student Success, with our partners in the Center for Calling and Career, with our partners in first year programs, our priority is really to make sure that you get the most out of your Lee experience, and that regardless of what degree program you choose or which academic discipline you end up in, you are set up for success in that and you have exactly what you need to thrive in that environment. So we know that right now you are probably thinking a lot about the degree plan you're going to choose, the major you're going to end up in. But if you're like most incoming students, you're also thinking about things like, how am I going to find my place in the community at Lee? How am I going to manage and keep up with all of my new responsibilities as a college student? Or maybe even deciding whether I'm going to take out student loans to pay for my college experience. So these are all the kinds of things that we're thinking about too here in Student Success. And we have really tailored resources to help you make these decisions, to anticipate some challenges, to anticipate some opportunities in each of these areas that has a profound impact on your experience as a Lee student. So what you're looking at now is what we call our focus wheel. These are the 8 areas that we've seen have a significant impact on the Lee experience for students. And these are the 8 areas that, with the services we provide at the Hub, we make sure that you are equipped and supported in all of these different places, so that you really feel like you have the holistic services that you need to flourish here at Lee. So let's look at what exactly we do to to support you in each of those areas. I want to start by looking at our learning support services. So we've really saturated every academic discipline across campus with learning supports and tutoring services that are specifically suited to those disciplines. So at any given time, any student in any major can log into our online, totally free tutor matching service and be instantly connected with a tutor for one of their challenging classes. So we find a lot of students really appreciate that one-on-one connection, that instantaneous connection with a tutor that can help them in maybe one or two difficult subjects. And then for other subjects on campus that are commonly requested as needs for tutoring, we have all kinds of group opportunities for small groups of students to get together and unpack the material together. So one of the things that I think really sets us apart in our learning support services is that every student, of course, that tutors in a subject has taken that class before and completed it successfully. They all come highly recommended by the professors in those courses. But some of our group tutoring leaders actually sit through that course again while they're working for us so that they can really provide the student with real-time support in that subject. So of course it's great to say, oh yeah, I remember when we talked about that last year. But what really sets these tutors apart is they can say, okay, Dr. Jenkins talked about this morning. Let me unpack that with you. What stood out to you? Where did you get lost? And it really maximizes, I think, the impact of our services that our students are willing to dedicate time to the class again to provide that. So our tutoring, like I mentioned, in any discipline that you choose, you're going to have access to, whether it's individual, whether it's group, whether it's some kind of other tailored services to make sure that you're successful in that discipline. And then, like Sheila mentioned, we also have individual success coaching. So our success coaches are distinct because unlike our peer leaders or our peer tutors, these are full-time professional staff members who are experts in student success and totally dedicated to really serving your needs. So all of our students that work with us are terrific, but they're balancing, full-time coursework and supporting you. Our success coaches are totally 100% here for you. And we actually start pairing success coaches with incoming students as soon as you complete your fall schedule. So many of you are working on that this weekend. And once you receive your fall schedule, we'll start assigning you guys to success coaches. And your success coach will serve really as a point person for you from lead day really until you graduate, if that's what you choose. So someone that as questions come up over the summer or as questions come up while you're waiting on your next academic advising appointment, that's someone that you can go to with anything that's impacting your college experience and ask your questions. But it's also someone that will be proactively and regularly checking in with you. And that's really helpful as well, because as you get into the throes of the semester, maybe all of a sudden choosing a major takes the back burner and you're just trying to, focus on the classes in front of you. And this will be someone to check in and say, hey, let's remember to circle back and talk about this again. How are you doing with this decision? How can I help you? How can we have that one-on-one conversation to move you forward in this area? So my recommendation would be to sit down and have a Zoom meeting with one of our coaches this summer, and they'll explain when they connect with you about how to do that. And that'll just ensure that you've got one more friendly face that you recognize when you get here for LEU arrival. And I think that makes a big difference. And then finally, just wanted to share, we have all kinds of unique resources that are content specific or tailored to whatever your unique needs are. One of them that you may be hearing more about as you create your schedule and prepare for fall classes is our Alex Math Placement Prep and Learning tool. So this is designed for students who maybe you've chosen a major and your ACT score or your high school math courses that you took don't quite qualify you for the math that you need for that discipline or for college level math. So this is designed to help you work online, at home, over the summer at your own pace. It gives you some personalized learning modules to fill in any gaps or areas that are rusty for you, and then allows you to test into the math you need. So if there's something like that that's holding you back from maybe an area of interest for you, but you don't know if you've got the right skills, or if I hear students say all the time, I just don't know if I'm good enough at math to do XYZ, or to be a nursing major, or what have you. This tool really has helped some students fill in those gaps and get there and move forward with meeting their degree requirements. So we'll be sending out more information about that as the summer progresses. And just quickly, I wanted to share, it's one thing to throw all of these services at you. I know this weekend feels a little bit like a fire hose. So I wanted to step back and also share what our current students are saying about their interactions with us here at the Hub. And so on the screen, I've shared an email that we received this semester from a student who, she's in her junior year, and she was having some trouble maintaining the GPA requirements that she needed in order to stay on track toward graduation. And so we reached out to her and said, how can we walk alongside you? How can we get you on track toward your goals? And after working with one of our success coaches for a few months, she emailed us and said, I just want to reach out and say thank you. You may not have realized it, but your help has had an extreme impact on not only my academics, but myself. You actually believe in me to accomplish anything that I said I would. You don't doubt me. You helped me to believe in myself again. I'm so grateful for you and for your guidance. And I share that as an example because that is a theme that we hear from students over and over as they're figuring out life as a college student and making decisions about their future. We hear them say over and over again, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for pushing me to dream things for myself that I maybe wouldn't have without your encouragement. And them taking that and learning to really believe in themselves and set their own bar higher than maybe they would have without those interactions. So we love feedback like that, but we share that with you to just let you know that this is our passion and this is our calling, and we really love to come alongside students and help them build that confidence. So with that, I want to share our contact information, then talk a little bit more about that giveaway that was mentioned earlier. So on the screen, you have contact information for both Dr. Cornea's office, the Center for Calling and Career, and for my office, which is the Student Success Office, but we just have the Hub as all of our contact information, which is very helpful. And I haven't included first year programs, but you'll be actually hearing from your personal peer leader as you approach new student orientation and LEU arrival. So they're going to let you know exactly how to contact them and how to reach out as we approach that date. But on the screen there, take a screenshot, take a picture, jot it down. This is how you can reach us via phone, email, and social media. We also, once you get in contact with us, are happy to set up Zoom opportunities and talk with you that way face-to-face if that's your preference as well. So you can reach us really anytime, Monday through Friday, all summer long. We're here to serve you. Okay, so let's talk about that giveaway now. So we want you to stay connected with us. We want to get to know you a little bit more as you are getting to know your own personality and your own strengths and traits. So we would love for you to head to the leu.tradeify.com and take that really quick personality quiz that Sheila was mentioning earlier, that you see the image on the screen and you say, yes, that's me, yes, that's not me. It's very fun, it's very fast. So head to that website, take that quiz, and then we want you to share your results on social media with us. So if you tag us in your Instagram story with a screenshot of some of your top results from the Tradeify and tag us at LEU Career and at LEU Hub, we're going to pick a couple winners and we'll direct message you to work out the details, but we want to send you some Lee swag. We want to send you some goodies to get you through this quarantine season. So make sure that you do that, and we will be announcing those winners on the LEU Hub social media page on Saturday. So keep an eye on our social media once you've done that. We'll be announcing winners. We'll be reaching out to you directly and sending you some good stuff that way. So that wraps up what we've got for you today, but we are available if you've got follow-up questions. If you want to connect further, please reach out to us. We'd love to stay connected between now and August. So thank you so much.